Let's discuss the WHO, the World Health Organization, who care about the world's health. You're on the world, that's where you live. So hopefully they've got you in their hearts when they're meeting next week. Let's see what's going to happen. Primarily, they're interested in expanding powers of regulation around pandemics. On the agenda is the Pandemic Accord that would greatly expand the WHO's powers to intervene in a country in the event of a future outbreak. Why do they want these powers? Well, it's meant to be a health organisation. We're here to help. You're all right, I don't want any help. You're having help. The European Union, true to form, pushed for a legally binding pandemic treaty instead, but the accord would still have substantial force of international law behind it to make governments impose domestic lockdowns, for example, despite the WHO's own figures showing little correlation between lockdown severity and death rates. If their own figures show little correlation between the severity of the lockdown and death figures, then what is the reason for severe lockdowns? If something cannot be underwritten rationally, then what is the reason for it? I feel we are in a situation where people perpetuate power for power's sake, where the World Health Organization would just want to increase their regulatory abilities. I also don't like, by the way, the idea that they're anticipating the next pandemic. I don't want to be naive. Pandemics are awful. No one wants disease. No one wants to be unhealthy. But my personal sense is that the solution to our individual and our collective and our national and our local problems is not to grant more power to an organization that's primarily funded by the United States of America, then Bill Gates's foundation, then the United Kingdom. I think that they might be subject to biases that are at odds with your health requirements, my health requirements, various health requirements. I bet our health requirements differ, don't you imagine? We've got different requirements. I don't want more power externally imposed on me. I want less. I don't want less freedom. I want more freedom. I don't want more regulation. They're taking us in the wrong direction. And it seems to me like they're using various crises and threats to introduce regulations that won't be rescinded and, generally speaking, are advantageous to already powerful interests.